my buddy is sitting in this training, and it's the one where the guy's got the compass and he's showing the woman how to use it, right? And he's like,
Okay.
"See that over there?" And she's like, "Yeah." He goes, "That's the kitchen." So objectively, I thought that was a funny meme. Apparently, my buddy did too. So he's sitting in this training and he sees it. And he goes, "Ha," and then closes up really quick. And everybody in the room starts to look at him because he's sitting in a training on how to treat people in the workplace and not to discriminate against women.
Oh. So, everybody, thank you so much for joining the Liberty Risk Podcast. I'm Billy.
And I'm still Hugh in Africa. And
Hugh.
I found it, Billy. I found the official energy drink of the War on Terror. I have finally found some. I have finally found.
That's a baby ribbon.
Department. I know they come in half pints over here. I finally found somebody's supply department who was ordering them, and their people don't drink them. And I was like, "Listen, I'm not gay, but a rip it's a rip it."
But a rip it's a rip it. Hey, you've done commercials for it, man. You've done commercials for it.
Oh yeah.
Which I
Rip
wish
it.
I wish
drink of the War on Terror.
Yeah, I wish I was lying about this, but you have legitimately made commercials for Rip It.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'd watch them too. They're good.
What are you?
Good at it.
Yeah, the one was you had the crates set up with the fucking camo netting and the fucking flag in the background with guns, just lots of guns. But then you had the Rip It strategically placed in front of the camera. I was just like, Jesus
all the
Christ.
different flavors. Those setups take me like 4 hours to get right. Like I'm constantly, I'll get the camera. Like, all right, this is like what I know I want in, like how I want it framed up. But then I'm constantly like running back to the office to like grab books to stack stuff up and like change the elevation of things and add depth.
Yeah.
And then I watch it and I'm like, God, I'm fucking retarded.
They're good commercials though, man. I loved them. They were great. They were for a good cause. So it was fucking perfect.
Yeah,
I just want to thank real quick Christine Walker over at Double Dock Publishing and at Ease Magazine. If you guys don't know what at Ease Magazine is, we're gonna put a huge post up after this. Christine is doing amazing things over there. We had her on the show a few months back. Hugh and I, see, I've learned with our time.
There you go.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, look, I'm growing up, Hugh. I'm growing up. So we've taken some time off like we usually do because we need to clear our heads. This gets overwhelming every week. So we've got a good game plan, and we're going to keep moving forward with things. We didn't disappear. Hugh is still in Africa, so he is on deployment.
Still in Africa.
And he's going to be there for however long he's there. So we're not OPSEC. We're not going to put all that fucking information out. But
yo, these motherfuckers do that too. Like these group chats, they're like, "Does anybody have information on the rotator?" And they'll be like, "Hi, Julie." They'll be like, "Anybody have information on the rotator?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, it's coming tomorrow at this time." And I'm like, "You guys know that's like that's classified information." And then there's some jackass that's always like, "Well, WhatsApp is secure." There's an article that came out today about how Facebook has like 10,000 analysts or contractors that they pay to read your WhatsApp messages, and then they provide some information to law enforcement agencies.
Oh, well, yeah. Shit.
And it gets better. I'm pretty sure if I recognize the words, but I don't know if I recognize them in this order. I'm pretty sure they bought Signal's, part of Signal's platform for their encryption. So I'm pretty sure they do the same thing on Signal too. So all this end-to-end encryption crap, eat it. It's just like when the government tells me that they're getting that top flight security of the world, Craig, and then I look at everything and it's all Chinese-made cameras.
I know, right? It's so
and you're like, that like difficult. All five of Colonel, all five of these brands have been found to transmit back to headquarters in China. You guys, you're okay with it? Yeah, put him up in the jock. Colonel says he's okay with it.
Yeah, they don't give a shit, man. It's just whoever gets the lowest bid wins the prize. So it's just like, I guess the Chinese, when they pour their plastic molds, it costs 10 cents less than when we do it. So why not fucking buy it, right?
I mean, their economy's on the up and up. They have like 5 facilities out here.
Oh,
and
it's funny
nice too, dude. It made me super angry. So I was driving out of town. was driving out in town, man, and I was driving down the coast, beautiful as it was, and somebody points out to me, they're like, "That's a Chinese compound," and I'm like, "That motherfucker is beautiful."
Is it
Our
nice?
base looks like a shithole. Yeah, it's got like a nice front entrance. It's like finished, like the building is done. You know, they have like their security. I'm like, our shithole base has been here for 20 years and does not look that good. There's not even like a part of the base you could like cut out that looks as nice as a brand new Chinese compound.
Yeah, but ultimately,
It's
like,
embarrassing.
who's really going to win that fight? I mean, come on.
Well, so it's funny you say that. They have another building at another facility that's like multi-story. It looks right into an airfield.
Our airfield.
Like the whole thing. Like everything going on in the airfield, they just watch. I'm pretty sure the whole side of that building is just cameras and listening equipment.
I wouldn't doubt it, though. I wouldn't doubt it with the way the fucking shit's going on in the world right now. I swear so I think I've said this before, and I have to reiterate it, because there's like, what now? There was what's the flavor of the month for COVID? The MU variant, the Mu variant now. It was Delta. Now it's the MU.
I don't know about the MU.
Oh, yeah, look it up, man. It was all over Fox News the other day.
We don't have the MU down here.
So what it was is
I have pirates to worry about. I don't have time to worry about it. I don't have to worry about the flu heavy's cousin.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I'm getting tired of this COVID bullshit. And the MU variant's the new thing. And it was funny because I say like a week ago they put, it's in a few countries and it's stronger than a Delta variant and blah blah blah. Then literally like 2 days ago I read it's covered 48 states in America and people are dying from the MU variant. And I'm just like,
there, you talk about it and I'm gonna fucking start seeing.
But if you go on the CDC, go to cdc.gov in the search bar. Yeah, if you go into the search bar and type zombie preparedness kit.
Oh yeah.
There's a legit.
That's different though. That's different. You should be prepared for a zombie apocalypse. You should be preparing.
That's the next thing that needs to
disconnect
happen.
the brainstem from the top of the body. But that's not the same thing as the MU. That's once they start passing out,
it goes COVID. It goes COVID. So the next fuck thing for the world, if it's not a zombie apocalypse, this is where I'm going with it. If it's not a zombie apocalypse, I'm gonna be highly fucking disappointed.
You should start worrying when like the little vials of vaccine and like the kits when they start having red and white umbrella logos.
Was it Resident Evil?
Yeah, Resident Evil. Yeah, then it's time to start worrying.
Fucking police with the word "star" on their back.
Yeah. So I was out at the local watering hole having some libations. We were talking. Yeah, I am allowed to have 2 beers, and they started buying these 12%ers. Those motherfuckers slap. It's like drinking tar, but they get it done.
Oh my god! Wait, so you're only allowed? Hold up. You're only allowed to drink 2 beers a day.
You can have 2 drinks. So whether that's 2 beers, 2 shots, yeah. Well, yes, in a 24-hour window.
Is that something that you can elaborate on, or you're not allowed to at this time?
No, we can. So there's a bar. There are 3 places on base you can drink: the wardroom, the chief's mess, and the all hands club, basically. And if you go out into town, you can drink only 2 drinks while you're there as well. But out in town, it's kind of a ripoff because not only are they like $9 or $10 for a Heineken, it's only like 300 milliliters, which is like, I don't know, 10 or 12 ounces. So I don't even know if like a full can of Heineken for $9 or $10.
Why is there a 2 drink? My point is, why is there a 2 drink limit? Did something happen?
No, that's just the way it is.
Oh, okay.
That's
just the
like
rules.
The rule. That's like the AFRICOM General Order 1 Bravo, or whatever it is that you're a 2 drink maximum.
Fair enough.
On post, which is, I think, part of the reason why the Army doesn't fully want to take over, because the Army would be like, yeah, no drinking. And then the Navy's over here like, it's basically part of who we are, guys. So
yeah,
we're going to need the alcohol.
Yeah. Sorry. We've peppered that into our fucking fight song. You have to let us drink. Like, it's just,
you have to let us drink. We'll go to war. Don't get us wrong. But, you don't pay us very well. So you might as well pay us some commodities.
No, you don't get paid.
So I'm sitting over there having a couple of beers. and these people are talking about like how like their mask got in the way of their hard hat or it, like interferes with their. It's like some other people have like the mask and then their office got these masks with these like visor shields, but they can't wear their cover with it because it's like a big huge thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's such an inconvenient. I'm like, yeah, but at least none of you are pilots. And they're like, what? And I was like, yeah, just imagine you got like a little bit of phlegm, mucus buildup. You say anything because there's like a world pandemic going on, and then you're just up there flying that plane, and you're like, yeah, like right into your face mask, all phlegm covered and fogged up, and now you're flying this multi-million-dollar jet. You can't see. Your ground control's like, we're gonna need you to stay up there until this blows over. So, worst comes to worst, you just have to pop that little plastic visor off, but it's not like you can prop the little fucking, I don't know what it is, little oxygen mask in the planes. Can't just pop that off and come back and land. There's a whole procedure. You got to go over the water, dump the fuel out, drop the payload into international waters so nobody else can take it, then come back and land.
So we're getting some wonderful, wonderful fan comments.
Justin is such a nice person. He says, "Fuck you, Hugh."
Yeah,
that's pretty heavy-handed from a guy who spent all of his time in a long cylindrical tube full of insert multiple gay jokes here. Not even going to dignify it by breaking them down one at a time. He knows what he did.
I don't know how I feel about this. Justin said again, I hate you, but I love Billy Rubino. Hey, to each his own. Thanks, Justin.
That's right. Justin, if you talk to the People's Warrant, tell him we said congratulations on making CW.
Oh, yeah. Good job on him, man. I saw that his post
Brian Brown over at Sailors and Sticks. And I'm pretty sure he's balls deep in Scallywag Cigars. And there's another one. It'll come to me later. Yeah,
if you guys aren't following, if you're not following Sailors and Sticks on, I think, every social media platform, go look them up and give them a follow. It's good stuff.
A bunch of homies that smoke cigars and drink liquor or beer, whatever floats the boat.
Facts.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. So I got duped. I got duped into this Norwegian ruck march.
What?
So part of this like joint environment thing is that 90% of the pomp and circumstance and douchebaggery is Navy historical related stuff. But every now and again, one of the other branches has like a cool thing that they do, right? So the Norwegians developed this ruck that they do back home in Norwegian land, where they were like, can we effectively march?
Like, really? Don't ever give me shit for not pronouncing shit correctly ever again.
They said, can we effectively march a group, a large group of people, 30 kilometers, which I believe is 18.6 miles if you're an American, in like a timely fashion, for combat reasons. So they orchestrate this event on base. You have to wear a 25-pound ruck and your uniform, and you have 4.5 hours, which is the quickest time for like bracket available, to do 18.6 or 18.8 miles. And it's 6 laps on this predetermined path. I got into it and I was like, I'm going to call it for safety reasons, man. I stopped sweating like a mile back there. I feel this heat coming out of my fucking uniform top. My fucking hip flexors are killing. This is before I played kickball and pulled the left one.
Which you need to totally elaborate on that fucking story because I've never heard that before in my life.
So I do this Norwegian ruck march. I get like 9.5 miles, something like that before. I'm like, I'm good, man. Like I did 3 laps. I'll prep and I'll do it again next month. But this one dude is like, he comes around the corner and he's like, here we go, lap 4, and like 18 more steps, he like passes out and hits face down right into this pile of dirt. and there's like 9 sergeant majors out there, and they're like, guess we should go get him. No urgency. No, we'll get to it when we get to it.
Just leave him there.
I got duped into doing that. And I also got duped into a kickball league, because that is the kinds of things that you can do in a war zone now. A war zone. You got to put in quotations down here. So there's a kickball league hosted by NWR, and first game, I know. I was like
kickball since I was in elementary school.
I can't believe I'm putting these words together, and like I'm not even joking. So one of the people on our team pulled their thigh muscles from knee to hip in the first kick. Yeah. Yeah. So they're not playing anymore. And then today I'm out there.
You're doing shit.
So I do a decent job of stretching ahead of time because I know the kinds of things that I've gone through, and I'm not trying to like pinch a nerve doing something stupid like play kickball or something. So anyways, what happened was I get up there and I swung. I got a good kick. I made it to first base, but I'm sitting there. I'm kind of like shifting a little bit. And I'm like, holy fuck! I pulled a hip flexor. So thankfully, the next kick, the guy it was caught, and we were out. We got to go off field. So I'm like doing a light jog. I was like, oh my god, painful. I'd rather pinch a nerve again. At least if you pinch a nerve in your neck or your back, you just like pop some pill. It's not like pain wise that bad. Just to pop some pill, like it was like no big deal. It's not like pain wise that bad. The inconvenience of it, like I can still get through my day with a pulled muscle or a pinched nerve, but just like every step that ligament is like stretching back and forth. I'm like, oh my god, this hurts so fucking bad. And I think I'm doing a lot of walking today. I think I have a bunch of walking around to do.
So
I'm going to be taking my gator today.
I got this funny ass story about fucking yourself up. So I was at the gym the other day. Yes, I know that statement alone is hard to fucking believe, but I was actually at the gym. So I'm on the fucking treadmill doing my thing, fucking running. And you know how I try to focus and not worry about shit going on over here. But this is early. Like I'm at the gym before, like it's 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. So I'm trying to do all this before the kids get up and all that shit. Trying to lose.
Trying to better yourself. Yeah, doing that thing.
Trying to better myself. Lose this food tumor that I fucking have developed. So I'm just running. I slow it down a little bit because I just got back into it. So I'm trying to just ease myself back into the gym.
That's what sorry for the interjection, but I kind of feel like that's where I'm like really hurt myself. I just think next time I'm going to start with the deadlift right at 225. Just skip the part where I try to take care of myself and just get like right into it. Because that's clearly where we're going wrong.
Oh yeah. It's not, I didn't get hurt, which is great. That makes the story great. But the dude that was like 3 treadmills down was next to me. And there was this very attractive female 4 treadmills down. So he decided to stop his treadmill, and I watched him. Like, I caught out a corner of my eye, stopped the treadmill, so I kind of looked over. Then I watched him get on the treadmill next to her and fucking start the treadmill up. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. So I slowed my treadmill down even more. I'm like, I'm going to walk because I want to enjoy what's about to happen next. No shit. This dude, I don't know what the fuck was going through his head, but he's like, I saw him doing this on the button.
Yeah. Trying to be impressive, right? Oh, hey, watch me get into a dead sprint for 12 minutes straight.
I have to listen to myself because the next time I see something like that, in my head I went, you should probably record this. But I didn't because this motherfucker ate the treadmill. This motherfucker's foot slipped out and he went like this, like on ice, but like someone chopped his legs out from underneath him, hit face first, bam, and then got shot off the fucking treadmill. And I am dying. I am rolling. I don't care. I'm not helping you. You did that to you. You deserve that. I'm not helping you up.
You chose to relocate yourself and be a douchebag.
Yeah, I'm not calling an ambulance. I'm not going to go get you a Band-Aid. I'm not helping you up. Like, I'm going to point and laugh at you. And the best part was the fucking lady is dying laughing too. So she stops the treadmill and then just walks away. Like, fuck this dude. Just leaves his ass. And this dude's laying there like, no one helped him. No one. No. And it was beautiful.
Fuck that guy.
Oh, it was great. I've never in my life thought I would ever get to see something like that, but it was so perfect. And I'm just like, I got a good workout in. I'm going to go home. That topped it off for me. This is great.
Hey, man, silver lining. They probably can't get any worse.
Yeah, just as so. I just couldn't believe it. Like, and he wasn't like this. This woman was you know, when you go to the gym and yet that one woman walks in, everyone's fucking staring at her. That was her. I'm not paying any mind to it, but this dude had no business switching treadmills, let alone speaking to this woman. He just looked like he got hit in the face with a bag of hot tacks. Like this dude just like he should have known his audience and just fucking stayed in his lane. Like, hey, look, dude. Yeah, like, look, you the skinny dude trying to get big. I'm the fat dude trying to get skinny. Just stay next to me, man. Come on, trust me.
Yeah, we need to stay here.
Let's stay here. Let's work this area over here. Yeah, we're good, man.
We work better in teams, man.
Yeah, but you wandered off. You wandered off on your own. You're like, oh no, I got this. Yep. Fuck this. Yep. Nah, you fucked up.
Too high, man.
It was crazy. I almost wanted him to break his nose. Is that fucked up to say? Because
I just all the time. I'm constantly telling whenever I see people trip, I always laugh and I tell my friends, man, it'd be hilarious that if they broke their nose. Because my friends are always like, those are kids. You shouldn't talk about them like that. But I'm like, fuck it. Comedy's comedy.
Oh, yeah. And look, I look at it this way. It would have been the same thing. Comedy for me, because I would want to see his nose explode open on the treadmill. And then as the blood is coming profusely out of his face, watch it go on the treadmill and then get slung back onto him a couple of times before it just gives out. That's it. See, it's fucked up in my head, but that's what I was thinking about. Like, man, if he hit his face, blah, just
all over the place, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Then you'd be really mad you didn't record it.
You ever have those moments where you're like, fuck? You know what I'm talking about? I guess I don't want to say deja vu.
It's one of those. No, it's one of those ones where you're like, man, I'm gonna tell somebody about this, but they're gonna not believe me. But you can't make this shit up.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Pam. Appreciate it. Pam says if that happens, Billy,
record it.
Yeah, thank you, Pam. Just like Pam's gonna be doing whenever I jump out of that plane.
Go back to the gym and ask them if they have security footage. Be like, hey man, for like $20, give me like this timestamp. I just need like this part of it. I don't need the whole day.
I probably could. The dude that works the fucking check it, like when you go to check in the counter in the front in the mornings, he's pretty cool. He probably would be like, yeah, man, come on, man. I swear to God, he's high every time I walk in there because he's just sitting down and it's either he's really tired or he's got the good stuff.
It's 5 a.m.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because the only time I get to go. So that's like my biggest thing. Like when you go to work out, like, do you like going in early in the morning or do you like, oh, I'll hit this at the end of the day? Because in my head, I'm like, fuck, I can't do that. Like, I got to do it in the morning or it's not happening.
So when I'm at home, I like to go in the morning.
Yeah.
I like to start my day lifting weights and doing some cardio. That way I know my day can't get any worse. But it's also out of the way. Like I'm not like going and doing stuff. Yeah, I'm going and doing shit, and it's not like, man, I still need to go to the gym. When I was in school, I could literally go to the gym any time of the day. I didn't care. But on deployment, it's different. Like deployment is weird, because you, like for the most part, you have your schedule, and you either decide you're going to go before or after work, and it doesn't matter how tired you are, though. You still go. But
yeah, no, that's true. Deployments are different. That's a different beast. That I get.
This is a weird one. Like I'm having trouble getting into a routine. Like so, I know I'm definitely going to joke about this deployment the entire time I'm here. I'm literally like this shirt I bought here. It is a blue shirt with pink flamingos on it. I bought this here. All right, this is a deployment shirt for me right now. Yeah.
Wait, hold up. You bought that there? No one sent that to you.
Yeah, I bought it at the Navy Exchange on base here. It is super comfy. Yeah.
Do they do that? They got to do that shit on purpose.
Man, I hope so. I hope they keep that shit up too. I'd buy every one of these. I'd buy a series of these, man. I bought a white flannel one that has blue anchors. I can't wear it because it sweats so bad that you can see right through it, And then everybody's around be like, "Oh, look at that jackass, so covered, holy huge ass back tattoo on that guy." I don't need that kind of shit. It's hard to get into a rhythm on this deployment, man, because it's like we work from 08 to 1700.
Yeah.
And I'm involved in the E6 Association, and I'm helping these other people study for their warfare device. I'm taking a college class. My buddies and I carve out about 2 or 3 nights a week to grab some beers and a cigar. And I'm still getting 8 hours of sleep.
Damn.
Yeah. And I have time to go work out too. Like right now, since we're doing this ruck march thing, we just like we'll grab our ruck and we'll go do like 6 miles or 9 miles or something, which is like
Yeah.
45 hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours tops. And then that's it. All right, we're done. We'll stretch, shower, and then I can lay in the rack and watch an episode or two of some TV, and I can still get 8 hours of sleep. It's weird. It's one. I don't know what it is, man. It's something about like having to cram the gym in. You're like, let's just do it in the morning then, because then I can make everything else work. But like you have this designated time period. So this deployment, what I'm doing differently is I'm not timing anything other than work. So everything else, instead of it being like a to-do list, it's like a side quest. Maybe I get it done and maybe I don't. As long as I'm going to work, everything else is kind of ancillary. It doesn't really matter.
See, for me, if I don't do it in the morning, doesn't matter the situation. Like I just can't. I won't go. You know what I mean? Especially like after I don't deploy anymore, so that's fucking out the window. But
it starts your day.
What I did was,
especially if you take pre-workout, or even if you drink protein after your workout, there's a little bit of caffeine in there, and your blood's been going. You're way ready for the day. After your work day, you're like, I could go to the gym or watch 5 seasons of Silicon Valley.
Yeah, no, it's for me. What I did was, because I'm really trying to take this getting healthy super serious. I really am. And, I've changed. It's not just going to the gym. It's changing your entire diet. So I tried to take this time that me and the kids move into this new house, that it's new everything. You know what I mean? So I got on a sleep schedule is what I really want to do. I'm like, if I can get myself to bed at a certain time and wake up at a certain time, that's a good start, because then that'll mean, well, I'm up at 4:45 in the fucking morning now because my internal alarm clock is waking me up now too at that time. So there's no reason I shouldn't get the fuck up and go to the gym. There's no reason, because the kids don't have to get up till 6:15 and the gym is 3 miles from the house. So I could literally run to the gym, get a good 45-minute workout in, hour workout, get back, wake the kids up. We all get ready for the day.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to drive them 20 minutes each way to school anymore. They take the bus now because we moved closer to their schools. So it's really opened my day up. So I'm like, if I don't take this opportunity to improve my health now, this is never going to fucking happen.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You have the means and the availability now. One of the things veterans benefit from, regardless of how they feel about it, is the ability to keep a schedule and the ability to get up early. And I think there's a lot more. I'd be comfortable guessing that there's a lot more veterans who continue to get up early and keep their life in a certain routine if they didn't retire, because they feel like they're missing, they missed something that they felt that they were working towards. And then, even the ones that get out, they're like, all right, I did my 6 years or 8 years or whatever, and then I got out. But they recognize the important bits, which is being early to things and starting your day and having a good plan. So that internal clock, you're going to have to, I think you got to work for a pretty long time to get rid of that natural, your body's like, hey man, I don't know what the circadian rhythm thing is that people are always talking about, but it's time to go. We got to get at it. We're burning early daylight here. Let's go.
No, it's good because I've gotten the kids on this good schedule too, and they're getting more active. We're all kind of doing it together. So it's really thrown off Whiskey though. She's kind of like, what? No. Wait.
What goddamn time is this?
I have to go too, because it's hard. I was telling Rich this, because we have Rich on the show every once in a while, and it's hard for me. Sometimes I can't bring Whiskey to work because 90% of my job I'm outside, and it's not that I can't bring her outside. It's the fact that I'm on an asphalt parking lot in the middle of North Carolina summer.
Yeah,
and she can't just stand there on the hot, boiling pavement. So it's like throwing her schedule off a little bit. But the cool part is just getting back in that routine and then watching the rest of my family, meaning the kids and Whiskey, all get it on the same thing and it just flow. You know what I mean? So I think it's like as veterans, sometimes it's hard for us, you know, like we were talking about with like your schedule and stuff like that, you know, what like we can work out in the morning, work out at night, but everything's set. I think that's the biggest thing mentally. If you can get, because it's helped me out a lot, if you can get back on your own schedule like that, I think it'll help your mental health a lot more. Because I remember the chaos. Yeah, you like, you know, the chaos of, fuck, what am I going to do today? What's going on? Blah, blah. And obviously things are going to get fucking thrown into the loop and you're going to have to adjust. But if you can keep it consistent,
and it's never
5 out
really
of 7 days a week.
Either. It's never really that bad. We always make it seem like it's worse than it really is. And you're like realistically like, oh, you don't have anything to do because you don't have anything to do. Not that you're missing something or forgetting something. We're just not used to having idle time. So we're like sitting around. We're like, man, it's fucking terrible. This whole waiting thing. Hey, man, a twice divorced alimony paying motherfucker ain't going to tell you you're a piece of shit because your belt's out of line anymore. You can breathe. You can walk around with your hands in your pockets. You can go 2, maybe even 3 days without shaving if you like, you know, but you know, keeping that rhythm, like you said, will help keep that mental health, but you got to wrap your head around the fact too that, you know, when you're not being driven day in and day out anymore, don't let that affect, you know, your ability to change your schedule. And especially if you have a family now that you spend more time with, I imagine it's a little different when you're in and or if you're on sea duty or you're on a deployment rotation, but now, you know, you're out and you have your girls full time. Whereas when you were on a sea rotation, that was not the case. Mm-hmm. So now it's more consistent that your schedule cannot just be your schedule. It has to be a collective schedule.
Absolutely. Because it's going to affect everyone in the household. So it's nice also that, you know, my oldest daughter, Gianna, has started middle school. So she's got to get to school an hour earlier. So she inadvertently has to get up an hour earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice that I've had the ability and the time to get up earlier than that. And I'm going to bed and I'm still getting, like you said, I'm still getting 8 hours of sleep, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Cause I'm not
it's
tired.
Nice when you,
I'm
it's
not
nice
tired
when you
during
realize.
I'm not tired during the day anymore. And that's huge for me not to sit there and go, I mean, there are days like, you know, last week I had a day where I just didn't sleep good and I was tired during the day, but that's the fucking cause and effect of not having a good night's sleep.
That's different though than when you're like, man, why the fuck don't we have a nap hour at work? I'd stay an hour late, Jimmy, if you let me like crash for an hour. Like that's when you're there, like don't get me wrong, I love a good power blackout just as much as the next person. But when you need it to get through the day, it's not exactly the same thing.
Yeah, a good power blackout. I haven't fucking heard that in so long. So Justin asked Billy Rubino, bro, is that fuchsia? Yes, this is fuchsia. This is fuchsia. Thank you for enjoying
weird that you knew that. Whatever.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know how to.
It's purple.
Yeah, Justin. Whatever. I had to like look at that word a couple of times. I'm like,
you had to sound it out.
What's fuchsia? I was like, oh, fuchsia. This guy's being tip to tip gay. Okay, good talk. So Rich said, hold on, like over under says times Hugh has sung Africa by Toto while deployed.
Oh, I cannot count it on both hands anymore. On Sundays, my buddies and I, we go to yoga in the big gym, and she does this playlist, and it's all acoustic, and there's a acoustical version of Toto or of Africa that comes on every time, and you can hear everybody start mumbling it when it comes on. And then every time it rains, it's been raining a little bit more than usual. Every time it rains,
I'm already in my head. I'm already singing the song.
Yeah. Every time it rains out here, you just like pop your head out and you can hear it in like somebody's vehicle driving down the road. It's like, oh, you got to play Toto. You got to bless the rains, man. There are rules. I didn't make them. I just follow them. When it rains, you bless them down in Africa. I'll tell you what. There are two things. So if you haven't seen Biloxi Blues.
No.
1988, I think, is it's an older movie. There's this line. I used to fucking hate this line because my parents would say it all the time, and it never made sense to me because neither of them had ever been to Africa. But apparently, there's this line in the movie where the main character's on the phone, and someone's like, either how hot is it or what's it like there, and the guy's like, it's Africa hot. And so apparently, my parents really liked this movie, and they would say it all the time. I used to fucking hate it, man. It used to be like when my dad would call from the boat, and they would do the "Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?" Which is a reference that I did not get at all as a child, which I hated hearing it. So then I got out here, and the first day here, my senior chief was like, "So how's your first day?" I'm like, "Senior, it's Africa hot here."
Jesus Christ.
I was like internally mad. I was internally mad at myself, but at the same time, I was like, you know what? I don't create opportunities on silver platters. I just utilize them. So, not mad at myself.
They create themselves and present themselves to me. I just have to take advantage of them. That's what it is.
So normally it's just Africa hot, but last week it was like 110 degrees. It was like 110 degrees.
Fuck that.
There was no humidity and there was no wind. And I'm standing outside with this guy from my shop, and he's like, "How you doing, B1?" I was like, "Bro, it is hotter than Satan's asshole out here." he's like, "Yeah, it's pretty hot today." And I'm like, no. There's pretty hot, Africa hot, Satan's asshole. Today's a Satan's asshole day. He's like, "I think it's supposed to cool down tonight." Like, "Oh, great. It'll cool down and the humidity will jump to 110% and we'll have a flash rainstorm for an hour and standing water and malaria mosquitoes in 3 days." He's like, "You're being pretty negative." I'm like, "I'm not being negative. I'm just paying attention during my fucking briefings." So that's the life cycle out here.
I'm just paying attention during my briefings. It's Hugh's proper way to complain, according to what the commanders put out.
You can't even go outside and enjoy the rain because it's still hotter than balls out there, which is plus or minus 98 degrees. So it's just raining, and then it's humid, and then it stops raining, and then the ground is, you can't really say wet because it doesn't soak up into the dirt because the dirt is like dry, brittle, like if Michael Bay was shooting a desert film, it would be that level of detail for dry, compact dirt. The water just pools up.
A desert? What the fuck, you? I can't.
The water just pools up and then sits there for a little bit, and then you're like, "Why is it so humid?" Oh, because there's standing water all over the place.
I don't know why. That's just saw like Keanu Reeves come from one direction and Mark Wahlberg come from the other. There's going to be this crazy duel of like who's getting the water bottle because it's so fucking hot out.
It's funny too because we're
fucking great.
We do talk about the standing water a lot. We talk about mosquitoes, and it's like one of the number one things that I feel like gets talked about a lot because I'm working. I don't know if I've actually mentioned it or not. So I'm working in public works out here in case I haven't mentioned it. So I am facilitating the proper functionality of the buildings and assets on base. So part of that is environmental and energy management. So I also help induct new projects. So like whatever the base is going to do to expand, I assist with that. But we're looking through this list today, and I was like, "Man, Lieutenant, there's projects in here for like, mold abatement, the air quality, and clean this and clean that." And she's like, "Yeah, we're spending a lot of money on it next year." And I was like, "Fuck that. We have an incinerator. Let's wrap all this shit up into a new burn area and put a fucking sky lounge on that bitch."
You did it.
Oh yeah,
you did. You did. But
what? I was like, "Man, I'm not trying to be a dick. We have 2 big ass incinerators, and people just start fire here all over the place. They're burning tires right outside the base last week. We have a road lined with our trash that we pay people to take off base. They don't have anywhere to take it though. They just dump it on the side. When it starts encroaching to the dirt road, they just set it on fire. So you're getting your 10% disability for them lungs one way or the other. You might as well wrap that money into something. We're going to get the youth out. Just build ourselves a multi-complex building, wrap a bunch of units up into it, and put a sky bar on top of it. Let's You're paying those, Billy. You're paying those tax dollars, man. Don't you want to know they're going to something that the troops are going to like, that we're going to get some long-term use out of?
Oh my God! You want to make an incinerator with a sky bar? I've never fucking in my life ever thought I would hear that shit. What? Like, are you?
No, we have 2 incinerators already. That's why I don't feel That's why I don't feel inclined to spend money on making things healthy. Let's just build the sky bar, which is something I don't have.
Which is something I don't have.
With it, the energy drink and the war on terror. Thank you.
So what time is it over there right now?
It is 03:12 in the morning. It's quiet on the western side of camp.
So what? So you should be asleep right now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
oh yeah. Is this gonna fuck your day up for tomorrow?
No.
Well, I guess it's already tomorrow for you. It's not tomorrow.
Even though we haven't been on for a while, I have routinely been getting up 2 in the morning on Thursday morning, so that I'm still in a routine for the show. However, I'm going to be changing my schedule up to wake up early on Fridays as well, because the holiest sport ever created comes back starting tomorrow with Dallas versus Tampa Bay. I'm super pumped. My buddy and I, we split NFL Game Pass. We got a projector and a screen, so we're going to be able to watch 8 games at a time on Sunday. It's going to be fucking glorious, man. I'll tell you what, there's nothing I miss more when I'm on deployment other than Rippets, followed very closely by football. Man, am I excited. Even
Meg said, I wish y'all could show the commercial Hugh made for Rippets. For those of you that didn't believe us.
Somewhere.
For those, I'm going to dig it up.
We'll play it on a loop on one of these days where we don't do an episode. It's only a minute and a half, so you're going to watch an hour's worth of this 1.5 minute commercial.
Oh, yeah.
We'll stitch them all together.
Great. And it's hilarious. Yeah. It's so... Is Guinness in any of them? I can't remember.
Guinness is in one of them where he like gives me a look and I'm like, "What's wrong?" "Oh no, somebody put dog food in your Rippet bowl."
That's right.
He's less than enthused. He does not care to do anything fun with me, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't even care that I'm gone because his quality of life has gone up. Chris Nair, the world's okayest Marine, is watching him for me, which I super appreciate. But every time he sends me a photo, the dude's laying around in a Barca lounger or like sunbathing on the porch. I'm like, the best quality of life has gone up.
That's good, though. I'm glad that Chris is able to watch him for you. I know that was, one of your biggest concerns. Obviously when you go on deployments is obviously going to be Guinness's quality of life while you're gone. But no, the videos that are posted online, he's living his best life.
Oh yeah. He's having a great time, and he goes over to Leashes of Valor, and plays with some of the dogs over there every now and again. My brother's parents, Kurt and Cynthia, they're on a East Coast motorcycle trip, so they're gonna go down there, and they're heading. I think they're in West Virginia right now, and they're heading over to Virginia in like a week or so, and they're gonna go up and see Matt and Danique, and they're gonna see my idiot dog. They call it Dubba. Because that's a word in New England. I don't know what it means. But
Dubba?
Dubba. But I think there's supposed to be a W, but I think you spell it with B's.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So we have 15 minutes left. So I kind of want to talk about Afghanistan budget for a little bit, but not in the same way. Like I have mixed feelings about it. I'm sure you do, and I'm sure some of our other viewers do as well.
Absolutely.
But I don't want to talk about any of that. I was legitimately worried about our government spending budget this year. And if I understand these numbers correctly, we are spending $715 billion on the Department of Defense this year, which I'm super pumped about because that includes like a 2.7% pay raise. But I thought for sure, like
that's for everyone. That's for retirees also.
Yep. However, we're spending $500 million on COVID pandemic preparedness. What I don't understand what we could be preparing, how we could be preparing more.
If we're not prepared at this point,
workers that feel, I'm sure there are healthcare people that feel differently about it than I do. But like, you made the shots mandatory. You pass out gloves and masks and wipes. Like, what else am I supposed to do?
Yeah, because that's crazy. Because right now there's a huge movement going on in my. That's insane. There's a huge movement going on in my county. Like it's other places are doing it too. The unmask the children shit.
Oh yeah,
that's going on because the kids are in school 5 days a week this year, which is great. You know, because remember last year I told you, that, you know, and I told our viewers that my kids.
Yeah, you were getting ready to sell them on black market. You're like, somebody take them off my hands. I'm tired of them.
Exactly. I'm like, fuck this remote learning. I was like, I'm making money off these little bastards. But it's so horrible. I can't even. I feel like such a piece of shit to say that. So bad. You just fucking roped me into that conversation. I rode that train.
I'm just no effort too.
Yeah, no, it's zero effort. Zero effort.
When your kids turn 18, I'm showing them this episode.
They can fucking hear me. Like they're hearing all this shit.
I don't know. I don't have any kids.
$500 million. Like if we're not prepared now, that doesn't make any sense. Like I just don't understand that because I don't know.
I don't have any kids, so I don't really know. Like, I can't really have an opinion from a parent's point of view. But I imagine these kids are going to school and like swapping masks. Like, hey, mine doesn't fit. Can I try yours? I like yours.
My daughter, my youngest daughter came home. Yes, my youngest daughter went to school with. So I found on Amazon 150 of the medical masks for X amount of dollars, whatever. So I bought them. It was like a bundle, the 3 boxes of 50. So I leave them, like, you know, my kids, we go out through the garage door. I leave them by the garage door every morning. Part of the routine. Grab one on the way out. Just grab a new one every day. Throw the old one away when you get home.
Yeah.
So my kids go with the standard blue mask with the white, you know, the standard medical ones. My daughter comes home with this fucking painted rainbow-looking fucking tie-dye thing, and I'm like, where did you get that? Oh, my friend gave it to me. Did she wear it? I don't know. Does she have COVID? Well, I don't know. Cool.
Yeah, well, you can't be mad at them, like, you know.
I'm just like, cool. I was like, Gabby, let's make better decisions.
$500 million just seems like a lot.
That is a lot. That's insane.
And it seems like a lot to me because $562 million for ballistic missile defense, and I feel like it should not be only slightly higher than our COVID mitigation budget.
I agree with you. I love how your brain's working now because of the job you're in. It's like you're like crunching numbers. You're like, this is fucked up. God. This is bullshit.
So when I was in NAC back in April or May in South Crackalacken, you know, the Iron Dome really got tested, and they had rockets like get through.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that the dome failed, but there are obviously upgrades that can be made if that's the case, and that's probably going to happen.
If you want zero penetration, I use that word.
Yeah. So
there we go.
Ballistic missile defense, which is only $62 million more than COVID mitigation, just does not seem like an appropriate balance of resources. Now, that having been said, maybe we're like super dope at busting out, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Maybe that's like one of those things that we excel at, Maybe every year when the DoD writes its fit rep and submits it to the president, they're like, hey man, it turns out we're cranking out twice as many. What are they? Ballistic missiles.
I hope they go because we're super dope.
Yeah, we're super fucking awesome. And and then I hope when the president reads that, he goes, "See, Coast Guard, this is why you're not a real. You say you do everything, but do you do ballistic missile defense? No, you don't." What was the other fucking thing in here? A lot of long range shit, which so there's a lot of long range stuff in here, which included so Justin and Warrant for you guys, Columbia class submarines, another Ford class aircraft carrier, but $203 million for unmanned surface vessels, which in my head is a fleet of drones patrolling your harbors, all on a pre-programmed pattern, programmed to recognize threats and respond accordingly.
I would love, as fucked up as this is going to sound, all I'm picturing is a fast attack boat, right?
Yeah.
Unmanned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Outside the fence at the harbor.
Yes.
And then I picture kids from ODU on a pontoon hammered out of their fucking gourds.
So,
and then the boat, and then one of them goes, "Oh, look at that fucking unmanned boat!" Takes a full beer, launches it at the boat, and then the boat opens up like a cracked out fucking transformer and just unleashes a barrage of micro missiles on this fucking thing.
The boat gets all pissed off. It's like Bush Latte. Your parents pay for school. Throw me a beer worth having. But I imagine there's cameras on these things. So like when it detects something, somebody can log into the camera or what have you and be like, all right, here's what we're looking at.
Yeah, assessment.
But I'm thinking about this too. Before, you used to have somebody operate a camera on a movie set, right? And he or she would have to be super, super patient and still. Now you have a steady cam, which no matter what you do, keeps it in
stabilizers,
one spot.
Cam stabilizers, yeah.
Right. So now I'm thinking there's a fleet of unmanned vehicles out there with steady cam machine guns.
You sick fuck.
Because part of the expeditionary warfare qualification is having to study how, when you fire a weapon on the water, how the bow movement and the air pressure and all that other stuff. But you just take that out of the equation. That thing's going to hit dead center every time. It's going to reach out and touch something at 800 meters. Not even a question.
Because 50 cal rounds do skip off the water.
Yeah. So there's a lot of distance stuff. And what was the last thing that I was super pumped about? Oh, it does say military construction 17% higher than last year's, even though we're still closing facilities down. Hopefully that means we're building up and not out. All right, here it is. We're spending $1 billion. I'm so happy about this. We're spending $1 billion on 70 M1 Abrams tank modifications and upgrades, which means so did you see that video? Did Richard or Matt send you the video that dude, the fat electrician? If you haven't watched the fat electrician on TikTok, go check it out.
I gotta send.
He does a really good review of the Stevies. It's fantastic. But his Abrams one is like the Abrams tank with the Chilton's manual. It's like the only reason we're spending $1 billion on this is because for 20 years we have been testing the same piece of equipment against IEDs, rockets, shape charges, ditches, snipers. It has come out on top. It's beaten the French. It's beaten the German Panzers. It's beaten the Russians. It is just, and it's all tried and true. 20 years. 20 years. We have not, 20 years, the enemy has not beaten the Abrams. And we said, man, how can we make this thing better?
It's so dumb. $1 billion? $1 billion? $1
billion. So if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure it gets up there, man. Like the Abrams can move. And there's a there's a vehicle that chases the Abrams, and all it has in it is fuel because it consumes fuel like a motherfucker.
I'm looking up the Abrams top speed.
And I think so I just got to be sitting there, President Biden is in there and he's telling everybody like, hey man, we're pulling out of Afghanistan, and everybody is in there sitting there like, man, this fucking sucks. I paid all that tax money. I don't even get to walk away with a Black Hawk. You guys said I couldn't bring back war trophies. You just left a fleet of machine guns back there. But anyway, that's my one piece on it. But then there were a bunch of people who sat there right after that meeting, and they said, hey, here's how we propose we want to spend our money this year. And nobody sat there and said, man, the Abrams really is the best it possibly could be. Everybody sat in that meeting and said, man, what do you think we could do with another $1 billion on that thing?
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Engine. 1,500 horsepower gas turbine engine. Max speed 42 miles per hour. Okay. So if I'm the enemy and I'm sitting behind a fucking berm, right? And I'm peeking my head up every once in a while, trying to get the enemy, get the location.
Yeah.
Then I see this fucking behemoth barreling at me at over 40 miles an hour with a fuel range, ready?
Yeah.
Of 300 miles.
Right.
That thing will go 300 miles at top speed before it fucking just dies.
So you're an enemy platoon, right? You see this behemoth warhorse coming right at you, and it is just angrier than all hell. And one dude is like, all right, he snaps at him. He gets back into the fight, right? So he unleashes this trap, blows the tank tread off. They're over there like celebrating. Yeah, we fucking got one. Did you? Because what you did was you created a permanent tank position in your AO. So now there's a 360-degree rotation of rounds. I don't know what size shell it carries normally, but it is not a small vehicle by any means. And there are machine guns on this thing. And so you're just sitting there like shooting at it like plink, plink, plink. Here's my 7.62s. Yay, Kalashnikov. And then that
you ready?
Like, yeah. 155.
120 millimeter smooth bore cannon. So it's shooting Fiats.
120 millimeter is like, it's like that big, something like that.
Oh yeah, it's massive round.
It's a decent round. So you blow the tank off and you prematurely start celebrating before that bad bitch starts rotating in your direction, and you hear clink clink and locking that bastard in there. Boom.
No, that's not it. That's not all it has. Also has an M240 machine gun and a 50 cal. 4 crews.
You're talking 360-degree coverage. You're like, all right, one building down. Let's rotate to the next one. Oh, and while we're rotating, we have 270-degree coverage of machine gun fire that penetrates heavily armored vehicles and most windows and doors. Just taking care of everything. And oh, don't worry, big brother. We'll take care of this for you. No, we don't need to look. It's okay.
Yeah,
we got it.
Just annihilating everything.
Yeah. So I'm super pumped about our budget this year. Not necessarily my budget locally, which is a point of contention, but overall, I'm like, long term, man, I could probably bang out another IA with the amount of money we're going to spend on defense.
You're fucking crazy.
Just kind of prepping, you know.
So, Hugh, we're about to wrap up, coming to our hour. Everything out there going okay? You good? Your mind's right?
Dude, it's like being deployed to the Navy Exchange in Norfolk.
Okay, so everything's fucking hunky-dory and you're making great money. Okay, good talk.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping to move to my own containerized living unit, my own 20-foot Connex box, have a little bit of privacy. But, you know, that's like the next big thing. You know what I mean?
It's like the next upgrade.
Yeah, that's like someone's like, hey, like good things are coming. Good things mean I don't have to roommate and I can turn my room into the tundra because I like it cold there.
So great. Well, listen, man, we're going to be on here every Wednesday from now on. I think Hugh and I did it again. I'm getting better.
Man, you're killing, man. You're getting better.
Yeah, I know. This is a good show. We finally
we want to thank Christine again over at Devil Dog Publishing and Addie's Magazine for helping us out. And I'm never not going to thank Rip It. Literally getting me through my day. I have like 4 cases under my desk right now. Super pumped about it.
It's so ridiculous. But yeah, we're going to be here every Wednesday. We finally got things fully smoothed out. Website's going to be completely 100% finalized here, hopefully very shortly. I talked with them today, and we'll get that all ironed out. And then any updates or changes, Hugh and I are both very busy, and we do our absolute best to get on here for you guys. But we got some cool stuff coming out that we've been talking about for a while, and everything's finally coming together. COVID has put a huge damper on tons of industries out there, so please have a little bit of grace with us, trying to get product and websites and all this stuff put together. It's not as easy as some people think, especially in the world that's going on right now. But we'll see you guys next Wednesday at 7:30. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, everyone.
02:30 for me.
02:30. It's so early.